Between Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, performer, is basically, I think what the difference is, really.
Welcome back to Doc's Pop Reviews. We are talking about A&E's Stone Cold Steve Austin biography. I just watched this last night, and I got to tell you, I really enjoyed it. I also just want to say, I really think that this can be a biography for both wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans. So even if you're not a wrestling fan, you didn't grow up in the Attitude Era, you didn't grow up watching Stone Cold Steve Austin, or maybe you barely know who he is, I just want to encourage you, just listen to this audio recording. I think I can convince you to go still watch the biography. I didn't have to pay anything. I downloaded the A&E app on my Fire Stick and was able to watch it for free. So if you have that Fire Stick or that ability, or maybe you just have cable or whatever, check it out, put it on your TV show list. Like I said, it's on A&E channel. So like you heard at the beginning, you hear what's the difference between Stone Cold the wrestler and Steve Austin the man. And he says, I don't know what the difference is really. And I think that's something that we get to see in this biography. We for me, I was a huge wrestling fan. I saw Steve Austin as a wrestler, as a celebrity, as the top guy in the professional business. But Jim Ross talks about how when he would go behind the curtain, he's still a human being. So we get to see both the celebrity aspect and his rise to fame, but also him as a human being. And I think that's very interesting. And one of the things it talks about, especially in the very beginning, and by the way, I'm going to try to do this review without spoiling anything because I want you to go watch it as well. But one of the things he talks about in the beginning is paying his dues in this business. He wants to succeed, and he was so driven by that succeeding in his field, he was willing to wrestle for $10, $20, $30. And, we get to hear from Stone Cold, you get to hear from The Undertaker, you get to hear from Mick Foley. And that idea of paying your dues, I think if you haven't done that yet, but you're coming up on it, you're in the middle of it, or you have already succeeded and paid your dues, this is something we all can relate to. Whether you're an athlete, a celebrity, or just your average Joe worker, we all can relate to this. My wife was watching the biography with me, and she asked me to pause it, and she said she felt like I paid my dues in my profession. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a professional YouTuber or anything like that. I do this as a hobby, but I've been in my profession for over 10 years now, and I know what she means, and I know what Stone Cold means when he says he paid his dues. For me, I remember going to McDonald's drive-thru and asking for extra napkins because I couldn't afford toilet paper, right? I lived off McDonald's menu. I lived off of $1 pizzas. I slept in classrooms. I slept in hallways. And I was willing to make that sacrifice because I wanted to succeed in the profession that I'm in. Stone Cold was the same way. And I think a lot of people out there can relate to that. You are willing to sacrifice food. You are willing to sacrifice money. You're even willing to sacrifice some relationships in order to be successful in the field that you're going into. So that's where I think, like I said, wrestling and non-wrestling fans can relate to this. Another thing that we can also relate to is, we saw Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he was huge in WWF, but he was not huge in WCW. WCW for him was a place he was not supported. He was not believed in. Even though he was working hard, he was trying his best. The universal truth for all of us is people will doubt you. People will get in your way. Injuries will happen. This happened to Stone Cold. This has happened in my life. And I think for a lot of people out there, this has happened in your life. People have doubted you. People got in your way. Maybe you've even gotten injured physically or emotionally. But this biography taught me this: if you believe in yourself and work hard, then others will believe in you, people will help you, and you will succeed. That was the biggest difference between WCW and WWF, is WCW, Stone Cold, no one was in his corner helping him. And so he ended up getting fired. People got in his way and held him down. But he believed himself, he bet on himself, and he continued to work hard to where WWF gave him a chance. He had people in his corner. He had people supporting him. Then he started to become successful. People were encouraging him even more. And again, this is something I relate to. I've seen that in my own life, in my profession. I had people doubting me. I had people get in my way. I got emotionally injured. But here I am 10 years later, and I feel like I'm successful in my profession. And in the latter half, I had people coming, encouraging me, supporting me, pushing me to go forward. So you're going to have both relationships in your life. You're going to have the ones that you got to cut loose to continue to be successful, and you got the ones that are going to come and have your back, and they're going to push you even harder. And again, I think this biography teaches you that. The other thing I think we can also learn from this biography from Stone Cold is he is human. You know, when he would go through that curtain, he was human, and there is a level of hard work and respect that I have for him, and all of us can learn from that. However, he admittedly has a level of selfishness, and he has made mistakes that we all can learn from that too. And it's one of those things where I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, Stone Cold made mistakes. But I think when we look at his level of success and the mistakes he made, I wonder if he would have went back and changed anything, especially with the personal relationship. Not the professional, the personal. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the biography is I enjoyed the rivalry with The Rock. And to me, this is the greatest rivalry in wrestling history. And there's just a sense of love and brotherhood, and we get to see that as well. That's it, guys. I really want you to go check it out. Last thing, I thought this was incredibly funny. I've seen the picture of The Rock with the fanny pack multiple times, and I saw one of Stone Cold on the biography, and it is hilarious. Check it out, the side-by-side comparison. But other than that, go check out the A&E biography of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line, because Doc's Pop said so. Have a great day, guys.